KwaZulu-Natal province, and that's where mop-up operations have begun in that province after disruptive snowfall and strong winds. There has been no fatalities reported due to this weather story, but there are some injuries. Scores of homes have been destroyed and many areas still without power. Let's start off the conversation with Silethiwe Ndlovu. She is in the capital, Pietermaritzburg, and let's talk to her now. Silethiwe, good evening to you. A little earlier, you were told about a number of regions affected in KZN. Before we get to that, you'll tell us which regions these are. The authorities there, are they confident that indeed there have been no fatalities in KZN, which I suppose will talk to the state of preparedness of that province this time around?
Certainly, Toli, that's what we heard just a while ago when we spoke to the KZN spokesperson for the department then of KZN. We heard that at this point in the province, there's no fatalities that have been reported, but a few injuries from different areas. In terms of the state, of preparedness, then we know that perhaps what was done differently by the province then of KZN. And firstly, we know that early warning notifications were sent out firstly to relevant stakeholders in terms of how they should respond, seeing that, of course, there were warnings that were sent out by the South African Weather Service. So we know that there were early warning notifications sent out to relevant stakeholders, but also early warning notifications were also sent out to a number of residents, and also particularly when you look at areas where we know that there's usually issues. An example there is the area then of Van Rienen's Pass. So we know that there's early warning notifications that were sent out to a number of people in terms of how they should respond during this time. But also from the conversation that we had not so long ago with Senzo Mzila, we understand that there was also swift response from the Department of KZN when you are looking at different areas, and we're told that it seems as if that swift response is what also saved the lives then of many people, also the many people that reported injuries. In terms of the operations, Goli, that we have in terms of mop-up operations going forward in the province, we are told that at this point, firstly, they are looking into restoring power. We know that there was, at this particular moment, there's power outages when you're looking at a number of areas in the province of KwaZulu-Natal, Bulwa, Kokstad, Imbenhle, and other areas such as Underberg. So we know that there's, at this point, a restoration of power that is currently underway. We're told that the delay there has been caused by the snow and the disruptive winds that actually caused trees to collapse on a number of roads. So the statements that we got earlier on was that that is what is causing the delay, and that's why those different communities at this particular point are still without power. But the technical teams, when you're looking at Eskom, we're told have been deployed to different areas that are accessible at this particular point. The N2 and the R617 rather have been reopened after they were closed. Obviously, quite a few motorists were stuck on those different routes, stuck for a number of hours, several hours, in fact, where we know that there was issues, only when you're looking at snow that had built up in those different areas. But in terms of the operations, then we understand, Oli, that those operations are currently continuing. Lastly, then, when you look at the province then of KZN, we know that at this particular point, no fatalities have been reported, only a few injuries. But also in terms of schools, we're told that there's 68 schools that have been that have reported damage rather. 38 of those schools under the Ugu district, where we know that there's 4 learners there that were injured when the roof then of a school in the area actually blew off. But at this particular point, Oli, what we can then tell you from the conversation that we had earlier on with Kokta, it seems as if the swift response and the early warning notifications that were sent out just after the South African Weather Service released that statement in terms of the floods is what possibly saved the lives of many people here in the province.
And that is exactly what proper planning looks like. Silethiwe Ndlovu, thank you very much for the time being.